Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you would never ask, Heidi. It's the weekend, so let's do the whole doggone thing. Saturday, March the 12th, National Baked Scallops Day, National Girl Scout Day, National Plant a Flower Day. Seems like it'd be early in the year for that for some places.
Yeah, you'd think they'd freeze up.
National Working Moms Day. Sunday the 13th, National Coconut Tort Day. That sounds delicious.
Never had one of those?
National Ear Muff Day, which is weird that it's the day after National Plant a Flower Day. National Good Samaritan Day. National Jewel Day. K-9 Veterans Day. Hats off to K-9 veterans. National Open an Umbrella Indoors Day. And Daylight Savings Time begins Sunday.
That's bad
All of that
luck.
happening this weekend. It is, what's bad luck? Daylight
Opening
Savings
an
Time?
umbrella indoors.
You know what's good luck? Talking to Forrest Galante. And luckily, that's who I'm chatting with today. He's my guest. We're going to talk about his new program that's coming up. Thanks for listening.
At bettercreditcards.com, our mission is to help you get a better credit card. Why pay more interest than you need to? We have cards with amazing points and perks. If you're not a point person and just want the lowest interest rate, you can find those too at bettercreditcards.com. You can also find credit cards designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card. Give yourself a little credit at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. So where do you stand on this? You've been working from home for pretty much 2 years now, many people. Do you ever want to go back to working on site? Most likely the answer is no, according to the results of a survey released recently from Pew Research Center. Says COVID restrictions are being relaxed. 59% of those who have jobs that can be done remotely say, can I keep doing my job remotely? Down from 71%, by the way, in October. Well above the 23% who were working remotely before the pandemic. 61% said they are choosing to work from home, and the remainder are working remotely because their workplace is still closed. Get this, 60% of workers with jobs that can be done from home say they would like to work from home all or most of the time when everything is over. Why? Some say fear of COVID is a big reason, but most likely it's because people are pretty comfy doing what they're doing.
And gas prices are way up.
Yeah.
If you're going to work, you're driving somewhere every day.
There you go. So whether it's due to geography, lack of childcare, or improved work-life balance, people kind of like what they're doing. So there you go. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
It's Bernie Carrick, former New York City Police Commissioner. If you own a gun, you need to check out StopBoxUSA.com, the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home and get instant, reliable access to that gun. It's an awesome weapon retention product, especially if you have little kids at home or frequent visitors. Get access to your gun in under a second. StopBox is the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home.
Use discount code RADIO to save 10% at StopBoxUSA.com.
You need to check out StopBoxUSA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know most of today's parents agree that raising kids today is much harder than it was for their parents? Survey from one poll found that while technology may seem to make parents' lives easier, 74% of parents, 74%, think it's more challenging to raise a child today than it was when they were growing up. How so? I'm glad you asked. The top factor that makes modern parenting a tougher job is the emergence of social media. 66% think that makes it harder. More parents working full-time, 64% said. And perhaps surprisingly, the rise of technology, 58%. 68% admit that they feel like they lean too much on iPads and other devices to keep their child occupied, while 72% said they value electronics free time where their kids don't get any gadgets, and that is their favorite time with their kids.
Yeah.
So there you go. We don't know everything, but now we know this. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Were you a Full House fan?
A little bit. I didn't watch it all the time. It was kind of geared more towards a slightly younger crowd than what I was when it came
Full
on.
House and Fuller House stars Dave Coulier, Candace Cameron Bure, and others are working together this weekend in Hartford, Connecticut as a part of an event where they're going to have a little bit of a reunion there. Also in the news, Derek Ho and Julianne Ho are commemorating the 94th Annual Academy Awards with a celebration of dance. The sibling professional dancing duo going to recreate some of cinema's most iconic performances.
Isn't it Huff?
Is that how you say it? It probably is. I don't know.
I think
And
so.
Alec Baldwin may have fired the shot on the set of Rust that ended up ending the life, sadly, of somebody. But they say you can pull the hammer back without actually pulling the trigger and without actually locking it. So you can pull it back partway. It doesn't lock. So there's all kinds of information on what may have happened, what may not have happened. And again, very, very sad
It was a
story.
tragedy.
It was absolutely a tragedy. I've got a link to more information on all of those things if you're interested in reading it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
The Vegas Travel Center is offering 3 days and 2 nights accommodations to Vegas. They'll completely waive the package price. Plus, you get tickets to your choice of activities as well as meals. Jump on this now. Obviously, a deal like this isn't going to last. When they're gone, they're gone. So don't miss out. Just call 605-210-5220 and they'll get you set up for a great getaway. Call now for this special radio offer. 605-210-5220. That's 605-210-5220.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. One of the biggest inconveniences we've experienced over the last few years is trying to unlock a smartphone with Face ID when you're wearing a mask. I've not had that problem.
I have not had that
For
problem.
a couple of reasons. I don't have Face ID. I don't even know what it is, really. Now, I've seen people do it before, but I'm like, I have a couple of little digits I punch. It's really not that hard. But
And
they say
I rarely wear a mask.
that's
so.
going to change for iPhone users. Apple has a new update that is going to help Face ID work without your entire face showing. So they're saying you're going to be able to do that.
That's going to be secure.
Yeah, Technical Feat has given fewer facial details, the ability to analyze, and still in beta, but they're saying if you have an iPhone 12 or newer, it'll be here before you know it. So, and for some, it might already be here because they're doing beta testing, so you might be one of those. And have you heard of the show Bridgerton?
No.
We have not seen this, so I feel really bad talking about this because we've never seen it. We don't know anything about it, but I'll read the story anyway because I guarantee you there are some Bridgerton fans. If there were not fans, this story wouldn't exist. So here it is.
Okay.
A new fashion line based on Bridgerton is coming to Bloomingdale's. It's a period drama, which was, for a time, the highest viewed show on Netflix. How
Okay.
have we missed this?
I have no idea. I haven't
It's
even
inspired
heard of
the department store to launch a series of costumes based on that show. The curation will feature a range of both men's clothing and women's clothing, inspired by the show from a diverse range of creators, and will be launched as part of the department store's latest carousel pop-up shop and online. It's open right now through May 16th in celebration of the show's second season, which is set to premiere on March 25th. That is your scoop of the day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
Aloha! Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? GMDvacations.com is a family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Kauai, Hawaii. Your family will absolutely love the area, and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can have your own area at a vacation rental from GMDvacations.com? Visit Hawaii with us and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. On Facebook and Instagram, online at gmdvacations.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to visit with our guest today, Forrest Galante. Now, I chatted with him a little bit ahead of time, and his phone was kind of cutting in and cutting out, so hopefully we have a good connection. But this guy's a wildlife expert. He's out right now, probably in a jungle somewhere. He's got a new program on Animal Planet from Fantasticus Pictures. It's called Mysterious Creatures with Forrest Galante. And let's push this button and say hello to Forrest. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, John. Thank you for having me.
Now, you've got this new program, Mysterious Creatures with Forrest Galante. It sounds like a ton of fun. It looks like you've had some amazing adventures putting this together. Tell us a little bit about this project.
Oh, it's incredible. You know, John, the thing that I'm best known for is animals that have become extinct and uncovering them. And in this new show, Mysterious Creatures, we are combating extinction at the source. And what I mean by that is we are going to locations where there's mystery and lore and human-wildlife conflict, and we're mitigating that. We are breaking down those stereotypes. We're digging into the lore to try and solve these human-wildlife conflicts in a non-lethal manner. And it's a heck of an adventure. I mean, from rappelling to spelunking to capturing and translocating elephants and finding wolves and darting bears. And I mean, it is one heck of a show, and it's very family friendly, and I think people are going to love it.
Now, this program is your new program, but this is not the first time you've done something like this, and it looks like you've been involved in working in this field for a long, long time. Forrest, what was it that first got you interested in working with wild animals and going out in the jungle and searching the unknown like you do?
Well, first of all, nobody has really done it since Steve Irwin, right? I mean, it's been a long time since there's been really good wildlife and conservation media out there, and maybe never before has there been a lot of good exposure and coverage for field work, wildlife field work. And so, I've been a biologist. I've known I wanted to work with wildlife literally my entire life, as long as I can remember. And I became a biologist and just didn't feel like, as a traditional biologist, that I was having the impact that I wanted to have. And as grandiose as it sounds, sort of trying to change the world and save all the animals. And one day I figured out that if I could make the switch into media and doing it, instead of just doing it scientifically, but doing it for television, that millions of people could tune in and see this and begin to care about something. And once you care about something, you can protect it. That little light bulb went off in my head, and I was like, that's what I have to do. And so, I've been doing this for quite a long time now, and there is nothing that I would rather do.
Now, Fantasticus Pictures. I love the name Fantasticus, but tell us, what is the story behind that particular name?
Thank you. Fantasticus is the Latin name for the extinct tortoise that we discovered on the Galapagos Islands. And I'm very, very proud to have started that production company because, as far as I know, we're the only production company that actively finances conservation work, through media. And so we do that in exchange for access and exposure. So, for instance, when there's a herd of rogue elephants tearing through a village in Mozambique, and one of those elephants is a true giant bull tusker, a genetically significant animal, well, the government of Mozambique doesn't have the finances to go through the process of conserving those animals, and it sure doesn't cost much to buy a bullet, so they're likely going to end the life of those animals. Well, our company, Fantasticus, comes in and says, hey, we'll finance the conservation work. We'll pay for those elephants to be saved in exchange for allowing us to film it and make a show, make a documentary about it. And everybody wins, right? The villagers that are being tormented by the elephants win because the elephants are no longer there. The country of Mozambique wins because they get to be seen as conserving these animals instead of killing them. The elephants win for obvious reasons. And I win because I get to go there, do the work that I'm so passionate about, and get to expose this to millions of people worldwide. And so it's just a win-win-win for everybody. And I'm very, very proud to have started this company and be championing conservation through media.
I think it is fantastic, and I'm excited for this new program. Thank you for taking a little bit of time to chat with us about it today.
Absolutely my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Again, the website is fantasticuspictures.com, and I know there's probably no common spelling that people would know about that, so I'm going to make it really easy to find. I'll throw a link to that in the show notes for today. Also, some information about the program and everything in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
At bettercreditcards.com, our mission is to help you get a better credit card. Why pay more interest than you need to? We have cards with amazing points and perks. If you're not a point person and just want the lowest interest rate, you can find those too at bettercreditcards.com. You can also find credit cards designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card. Give yourself a little credit at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Chewing gum while studying, then chewing the same flavored gum while taking the test will help you remember what you studied.
That's probably true. I
That's a
never
good
thought
idea.
about that.
Yeah. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Technically, the high seas are waters that are 12 or more nautical miles beyond a nation's territory.
Okay.
So if you're 12 miles inland, then you're not in the high seas. All right. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Pilots and co-pilots eat different meals in case of food poisoning.
Okay.
Good idea. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Melbourne, Australia was originally named Batmania.
Oh.
Batmania, Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's Melbourne, Australia. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In addition to being the unofficial patron saint of love, St. Valentine is also the patron saint of beekeepers.
Ah.
It's a good thing if you like your honey. No? Okay. All right.
Wow.
That is a couple of fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
It's Bernie Carrick, former New York City Police Commissioner. If you own a gun, you need to check out StopBoxUSA.com, the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home and get instant, reliable access to that gun. It's an awesome weapon retention product, especially if you have little kids at home or frequent visitors. Get access to your gun in under a second. StopBox is the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home.
Use discount code RADIO to save 10% at StopBoxUSA.com.
You need to check out StopBoxUSA.com.
Time now for the question of the day. Comes your way courtesy of RadioTravelGroup.com. Here's your question. Only 1 in 5 people carry this with them at all times. What is it? 1 in 5 people always carry this item with them. What is it?
Oh, my gosh.
Think about this, Heidi. What could it be? I bet you're one of them. It's in your purse. No, it's in your purse. 1 in 5 people always carry this with them.
A
what do you think it
measuring
is?
tape.
No. Do you give up?
Yeah.
All right. Before I give the answer, because there's some people that are probably still chatting amongst themselves, I want to remind you we've now been posting the question of the day on our Facebook page. We don't put the answer there, but we do put the answer in the show notes, and you can find that at johnandheidishow.com, or you can just listen at this time.
What's the answer?
The answer is 1 in 5 people always carry a package of gum with them.
Oh.
Yeah, you got some gum in your purse, right?
No.
You don't?
No, it's dangerous.
You're not one of the 1 in 5 then. That is your question of the day. Comes your way courtesy of RadioTravelGroup.com.
The Vegas Travel Center is offering 3 days and 2 nights accommodations to Vegas. They'll completely waive the package price. Plus, you get tickets to your choice of activities as well as meals. Jump on this now. Obviously, a deal like this isn't going to last. When they're gone, they're gone. So don't miss out. Just call 605-210-5220 and they'll get you set up for a great getaway. Call now for this special radio offer. 605-210-5220. That's 605-210-5220.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. I don't know if this is weird. It's just kind of cool. North Carolina family had an extra special Tuesday. And when I say Tuesday, I'm talking about that day that was kind of a special day back in February 2/22/22. They had a baby born at 2:22 a.m. on 2/22/22.
How cool is that?
A Facebook post born. There's a young lady, Judah Grace Spear, was born on a Tuesday. Says here 2/22/22 at 2:22 a.m.
That is
The baby was born in delivery room number 2. They said the pregnancy was already considered extra special by the family because the treatments they had to go for Hodgkin's lymphoma made it very unlikely she would even conceive, but she did, and her baby came out, a very, very special baby, on 2/22/22
crazy.
at 2:22 in delivery room number 2, but she was not a twin. Boy, wouldn't that have been something.
That kid's going to be
still
lucky.
pretty cool.
Whenever you go to the casino, take that baby with you.
Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A moment ago, we were talking about a baby. I've got a whole bunch of baby names that used to be really popular, but are now kind of rare. So here we go. Number 1, Blanche. This is for the girls. Number 2, Willie for the girls. Yeah,
Willie for a girl?
Yeah,
I've
it used to
never
be really
heard of
common. Not so much. Sue is number 3.
Okay.
Number 4 is Patsy. And number 5 is a tie between Carol and Bessie.
Okay.
And there's more details on all of these if you want to know how common they used to be. It's in the show notes. But I'm not going to get to it all if I don't move on. Number 1 name for boys that used to be really common that's not anymore is Bob. Number 2, Homer. Number 3, Bill. And number 4, Wilbur. And the number 5 name on the list, Jim. So those names all used to be super common, and now they're not. That is the list. And you can find more details on all of that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Aloha! Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? GMDvacations.com is a family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Kauai, Hawaii. Your family will absolutely love the area, and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can have your own area at a vacation rental from GMDvacations.com? Visit Hawaii with us and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. On Facebook and Instagram, online at GMDvacations.com.
Now your quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Here's your quote from Ellen DeGeneres. She says, "Accept who you are, unless you're a serial killer."
She used to be such a great stand-up comedian.
Does she do stand-up comedy anymore?
I don't think she does.
Back in the day, she had some really good stand-up specials that were hilarious. I'm a big fan of stand-up comedy. Always have been.
Yes, you are.
Heidi is also a big fan of stand-up comedy. But I do stand-up comedy, and Heidi is not a fan of me.
Only certain people.
She doesn't like my jokes.
I hear your jokes all day for free. I don't need to leave the house to do it.
Some of them are about her. That's why. Only the funny ones. All right, that's your quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. They're known for quotes as well. Insurance quotes. You can learn more at InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around these parts with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of RadioTravelGroup.com. New COVID-19 vaccine has achieved 100% efficacy against several diseases and hospitalizations. Manufacturers of the Sanofi and GSK companies are now set to apply for approval to release the vaccine as both a 2-dose vaccine and a booster shot. Advantages of their particular offering include, they say it's not mRNA based. I don't know what that means, but it can be produced inexpensively and stored at refrigerator temperatures rather than ultra cold storage. Good news for those in low income countries where vaccine rollout has been really slow because of transportation and getting things there. And unlike other vaccines, this new one is protein-based, a factor which may convince some vaccine-hesitant people to get the shot since it's based on older, more widely established technology. So the kind of cool thing to me was that first line, 100% efficacy. I think that's pretty cool.
It is cool.
To have 100% anything is usually pretty darn hard to come by. So I've got the story if you want to read the details on that. I don't know all of the details, but what I've got in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.